Touhou. Okay. Oop. That's why we warm up. That's why we practice. Good morning. I'm pretty sure my clock says 5 p.m. right now. Like, clearly my time zone is the only one that exists. That's Canary Islands. Like you're a cinnamon, not a bird. Dude, I miss you a lot. Listen, I miss every single one of my dear viewers. I treasure them like I do my children. Now, the point of the joke here is that I don't have any children, so... Would I do that? Me not throwing tonight's final impossible challenge? Well, the thing about Sinai is I kind of been using Sinai as warm up. Cause not gonna lie, Sinai is relatively as I die a bunch in a row. Sinai is relatively quite tame. So she's a nice way for me to warm up. As I've died to her over and over again. You know what I need to do to get myself fired up? I'm in a good mood. I gotta time this out. Maybe for another timeout in that. Neat. Let's try it. She's so easy. Yeah. We'll ignore all the deaths I've had on her already today. Okay. Now I'm just throwing. I don't know if I'm alive, awake, and enthusiastic. Live, awake, alert, and enthusiastic enough to do this timeout. But I will do my best. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, when you're stalling this attack, you kind of gotta play really long waves. And wait till the game tries. Oh, I actually could have had that line. And wait till the game tries to give you an opening. I don't know why I'm so out of it today. Dude, when it gets down to that, it's like when it gets down to that less than half, it just gets so bleg. Oh no! I'm not on point right now. That 5 more times. Well, there's one. I don't know where all my energy went. Like, I got back from work. I was in a pretty good mood, and then, like, I'm just... Oh, I need to somehow cut back earlier, but I couldn't have, so I think I just need to somehow play faster there. I think I did myself dirty on that one, though. This time it's so fast getting. The nice thing about it is it gets you so comfortable with, like, the first half of the fight, which is, or the first half of the attack, which is what you need for the LNN. Or for or just for a run in general. Ooh, oh god. Who has this attack? Plus, does it make the attack hard? Plus, whoever has this attack, you do, of course. Whoever has the attack, does it get longer the further it goes on? Or harder the further it goes on, I should say. mistake, Alice. I do not... I believe you, I just don't remember what that attack was. As you probably noticed, the longer the attack goes on, the more bullets she shoots. I have just no capacity for anything right now. Maybe I just need to go make tea. I didn't today. Maybe that's the problem. Copium. Oh my god! Oh, it's like the waves don't end that far in. Okay, that's a good time. How bad is this gonna be right now? Let's find out. Here, see, I care not to see. No, wait a second. She doesn't shoot more bullets the longer the attack goes. Should be harder. I mean, Moses is definitely easier if you're just trying to cap. That's for sure. It might be the harder timeout, but it's definitely easier for a cap. I'll tell you that much. At least it looks like it's probably easier for a cap. I don't really remember what my thoughts on that attack were when I did it, besides, oh, this looks like Moses. The Alice one, so... We went too high! Making some little bullshit there sometimes, yeah. Some of that is just because, like, PC98 plays clunkier than Windows. Micros on PC98 are a lot harder to do than Windows. Faux show 10 times out of 10. Why, out of curiosity, why did you spell Cheeto like that? Spells that put them like funny. It's usually good at cover you guys. Yeah. Cheeto, next thing I know, you're gonna come out here and be like, yeah, you have a foot fetish, you sicko. I'm gonna go grab some caffeine. I'll be back in a minute. I went pee, I looked, and I realized there is no caffeine that isn't tea, and I don't really want to make tea right now, so we're cooked. Practice conical final. Well, if you want it, then I guess I will, so. If you're gonna force my hand like that. Spell. It is very nice looking spell. Too bad I'm too busy looking at my caps lock button too often. In the background, you can see Sagume prepping to start Lol K all the way in the moon. I thought Sagume did what she did only because Clown Piece and Junko did what she did. So shouldn't Junko be the one who prepared the event? Like, I thought Sagume did her thing because Junko had, like, sent the fairies. It was like, shit, we can't fight these people, because these punks, because we become impure if we fought them, so we have to, I gotta call Reimu in somehow. I gotta somehow manipulate Reimu into taking out these fairies for us. Wave of disgust. Hold on, Game Glitch is talking lore. ZZ. Honkshu. Touhou lore in my Touhou game? Who cares? You think I care? SMH. I only care about armpits, that's all I'm here for. Hitbox moment. The Epic Game said the Great Suwa War, but it's actually 10 seconds. What is the Great Suwa War? Little Suwako. my god! This attack is so long! No, 25 seconds is pretty good, though. Computer's in the first place. She's walking hours. He's gone falling asleep already. Go instantly through the town. I've heard that before, but I didn't remember it off the top of my head. Force the micro for confidence. Dude, I cut my tongue at some point and it is pissing me off. Like, it's just sucked all day today. Double! Not the ideal way to dodge those waves. Fuck, too much. Sleep. I know, I wake up. It's like the bottom left part of my tongue. It's like I must have like bit it or something. It bothered me like just the left, well, maybe not the bottom, but just like the left side of my tongue. It just bothered me all day. Good game today, yeah. I think the reason I'm slouched is because I consumed way too much sugar in the last 24 hours. I consumed way too much sugar and not enough stuff that's better for me. That was so long. But the hidden Luneering base was set up yet in this game. Can we nerd react this man, please?
I wonder if that Luneering base was set up at this point.
Yeah, that. Plenty of time. Talk about some revelation that you've discovered about puppet dance performance that's gonna solve the Nuzlocke for sure. The problem is, it's like I don't like want to talk too much because like my tongue bothers me when I do certain sounds. makes it worse. I mean, I can bring up topics, but, like, half the topics what are the topics I'm gonna bring up? How I hate people. Let me just bring up some like, fandom conversation that pisses me off, and then I'm gonna complain about that. I got Marissa A swap starting item later. Hopefully today will go better than Saturday did. Although the final run on Saturday was pretty cracked. Problem with this spell though, it's like I'll talk during the early portions, but then once I get like a little bit deep, I'm like in full focus mode. I actually microed that first wave. You think about it, Nuzlocke really just sounds annoying. What do you mean? I'm gonna be pseudo-randoming my starter, and whatever starter I possibly get, you're gonna be like, oh! Swipe you, yeah. That's the thing you gotta be careful about in playing ahead. Playing accordionly. How do I not wipe Kamiko's Miko? Look, Toaster. I'm curious how much is super starter dependent. The starters and counters are gonna matter, but I'm curious how much is like absolutely dependent on that. You know, are there any setups I can potentially get fairly consistently going, right? Who has the nuts setup moves that I can try to play for? Sweep a lot of average fights. Ugh. Fudo use. I don't think it's gonna be get the Fudo and you lose. I am of the mind that it might be really bad. But I don't believe that it's going to be that or loss. Contest setups are viable again? I never used any previously, but it's not like I banned them prior. Advice for something. It better not be advice on women, okay? I'm not here to offer dating advice. What do you mean when I first played? I played the game once. Miko, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I also had an underleveled team, and also I wasn't optimizing my team based on what was best for Miko. I was optimizing my team based on what I wanted to use. Should you ride an Android or not? Well, I'll always go back to the same conundrum as before. You have the, whatever women, yeah. if you have the money, if you have the money that you need outside of what you need to spend on something for yourself, and you don't splurge on yourself too often, then I think it's perfectly fine. As long as you have that. Also, you know another difference about the Miko fight? I had no EV investment at that point. I had no stat investment. Okay. You know what I'm going to be having? Stat investments. Like, I'm going to be a little hesitant that early in the game, because, like, until I have, like, maybe exactly what I intend to do with each character, like, who knows, but... do you know that Miko has stat investment on that fight? Yeah, what if you get crit, though? There's one sketchy thing you gotta be careful about with defense buffing. And stat lowering at the other end. No, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna refund the PP. If I do stat investment, I want to keep it. Like, it's an investment. Like, I can't take it back. I hate the hydro camouflage. Love the meta stuff. Well, meta stuff for, like, competitive and meta stuff for, like, a Nuzlocke is also two very different things. At the very least for Pokemon's sake. Although there are some similarities, there's a lot of differences. So exactly. Then you gotta play the runs and then figure out how things go. Sure, I'm just gonna get, like, Gengetsu as my starter, and then have just the nuts Gengetsu, Copium, and then just win. I'll random into Fudo as my starter. That's all I'm gonna have to do. 3 in 100, whatever, how many different puppets there are. Chance to get Fudo. Actually, yeah, it's about that. It's actually it's a little different. It's like there's like 160 or whatever. It's like a 1 in 160 plus 1 in 159 plus like 1 in 158, something like that. The Aqua Terrain team. Well, I'm interested in actually running terrain and weather settings. I feel like that's kind of nuts, but the problem is like the specifics of how to actually work with them. Me and my way to not get my encounter in the SDM because of the Quakuma clicking Changeling on turn 1. Maybe I just go for the guaranteed Marissa. Hi, Mumger. Four in a row? Fuck, I just too far. No, my streak! This is the one thing we did not want to happen. What is Sun Shower? Explain to me exactly what it does and how you might set it up. Well, you not necessarily have to set it up. That's pretty straightforward. Explain to me exactly what it does, and I will tell you how good of a strat this sounds like it could possibly be. Flips, spread defense, and focus defense. That sounds incredibly niche. It sounds nigh impossible that it'll ever see relevance. Is there any other abilities or moves that take advantage of being in Sun Shower? Is there any double your speed in Sun Shower? Influences which double damage change to warp type under Sunshine. Wait, what's that? Hold up, what's that? You said double damage? See, swapping defenses, that sounds incredibly niche and almost never relevant. I see you say the word double damage, and that makes it more, and warp type, that's more interesting. That's an interesting endeavor. That's something you take advantage of. Hold up, I'll read in a sec. This effectively double their damage and change type in the to match the weather. Okay. Interrupts Warped? Okay, Warped is a solid type, if I remember correctly, except against Wind. And she's a physical attacker, the way she was meant to be. And it works. Well, that's the more interesting thing, is if it actually, like, works when she has a physical treat. Oxys Wedding, double speed. Okay, okay, that's an ability. That's what we like to see. Boost focus attack by 30%. 30%'s a big boost. We like to see that. Okay, maybe there's something to this Sun Shower. Okay. I'll get no puppets with any synergy to this. Now stats them secure at the end of turn. No one cares about that. That's lame. Yeah, well, Maribel's Maribel, so she's something special. Play this section a bit more, but right here, approximately. I can't wait to play Puppet Dance Game Glitcher. And start planning for a fight, and you just start spamming Sleeper emo as I'm like, okay, you know, what's my setup for this fight when I'm not winging every single fight? You just sit there spamming Sleeper at me. Enjoying the plan. You say that, meow. Good. Oh, well, that's the point. That's the point of planning. You try to plan it out so that you can win with as little risk possibly involved. Unfortunately, with my understanding of the AI, that's going to be difficult. There's only so much I can probably account for. But it's going to come down to minimizing the risk as much as possible. Oops. Like, when I have a kill, but I'm risking a crit for the 10th time, you're just gonna start spamming sleeper emote. I can feel it in my veins. Me when I Game Glitcher when I poison stall one enemy. Bro, this strat's so broken. You gotta ban it. The crit moves. What I meant was when I have a kill on the enemy, but the enemy outspeeds me and can kill me only if they crit me. Protect. Well, Protect wouldn't do anything. Protect is just Protect. Alright, this is where you gotta... Okay, how do I swap around? Right? Oop. I had the one good run, and that's... I've cooked since. Against Saya. Fine, I'm not expecting the most today. Just some more... Light bit more... What's the term? Muscle memory. I just gotta get Mayra as my starter again, with the weak armor ability, where she gets hit by an attack, she boosts her speed in her attack, and then get that one pseudo protect ability, and then just go off. Bruh. Storm Day might become my most disliked eye attack. But it's probably going to take a while before it passes Surge across. Hello, Kageyama. During Sunshine is exclusive to Moko. Isn't Moko literally encounterable in like exactly one area? The Bamboo Forest. At not the highest drop rate or catch or encounter rate either. Percent. It's not that bad. Again, me and the SDM after the unteenth Wakuma clicked Changeling, and I don't get an encounter. Body at 3.3, yeah. Me and BSD, I'm looking for the Flan encounter. Trying to get that Okina encounter. Was that like 16% in the early part? You can technically delay the land of the back door to try to get Okina later, but so I mentioned Kadia. No, I think Game Glitcher must have mistyped. It must have been a typo. Who's messaging me? Village see you because you're afraid of said thing. We'll see. There's a lot that you just don't know. Nope, not no faith loss. What I'm interested in is, like, out of all the early game encounters, besides, like, Futo, I'm like... Do you think, like, Chen can help out a lot against Miko? Part wind. I could see it. Now, she doesn't have the water typing, so she might just get one tap, but... Futo! I'm not 11, calm down. Oh no, my faith! No! Futo, that is certainly an interesting Futo. Don't bumper me. Their base fees again early. Yeah, but what are my IVs? What's my stat? Next thing you know, I'm gonna have D- speed. Plus, the problem is, here's the problem with the Miko fight, okay? She leads with Tojiko. You lead with your ground type. She immediately switches Tojiko to Miko. You deal no damage to Miko, and then she gets the speed boost, and then you're just cooked. The problem is trying to figure out how to play around it. I believe it'll be possible. Oops. type with sticky web. It doesn't matter. She boosts her speed every turn. So I don't believe you'd even get access to that type of move by that point in the game. Honestly, I'm a little more concerned about the Remy fight. But you probably have a lot of options by then. I feel like that's like the other real kicker. Like, I'm pretty confident you could probably get through Miko, but the question is, can you get through Miko sackless? No, not Miku, Miko. Thinking Miku, Miku. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not expecting to cheese based on abilities. On that fight. Wait. This theme has a late portion to it? Hold up. Okay, we went back. Goku starter. I just roll Miko starter. Come on. I will say, my intent for the starter is I will randomly generate 3 numbers. That will determine 3 different puppets, and I will pick from one of the 3. That's my intention. So it's not true random, but it's, you know, it still has its semblance of starter choice, but... See you, Toaster. Versus Chen. Maybe you pick Chen. I don't know who you picked there. Question is, would Reimu or Marissa be good against that Miko fight? I feel like a perfect Chen would probably beat Miko. abilities. I mean, I probably, if I get access to it. You know how difficult it is to, like, pick your strategies ahead of time when you have no clue what kind of puppets you're gonna grab? What is funny is if I really wanted to, I could get a guaranteed Seija and then go extra Seija, so technically you could guarantee the inverse special fund Seija. If you really want to go that line. I don't know how good she is, but... Chen, Medicine, Support, all have a traffic ability. Well, you have good odds of getting Chen, if not early game, then late. Fuck my own ass. Whatever. An explosion. Page. Dealing immobiles with pain. I'm really curious about this. Second game. No, uno más. Wait. Okay, perfect Chen does not 1v1 Miko. Can confirm. Explosion and Nuzlocke. Explosion can actually be good in a Nuzlocke. If there's someone that has a threat that you cannot handle. If you need to blow up on Miko, now that it's gonna be possible. I don't think it's possible to get explosion or any type of explosion move by then, but yes, Puppet Dance Hardcore Nuzlocke. I'm getting close to finishing Labby 1. Probably 3 or 4 more parts to it, if I were to fathom a guess. Depending on how much off-stream grinding I do, and then I can do Nuzlocke Puppet Dance as a follow-up. Like big, there's a lot of things. And also, a lot of things get crushable whenever Tried comes out in like 5 years from now, right? Oh, why would you do that? I hate reading Camouflage. I also hate my tongue right now. Imagine if it didn't hurt. Like, what is these lines? I hate Camouflage. Fantasy Maiden Wars. Well, the other thing about Fantasy Maiden Wars is like, when's that gonna drop? When's that full box going to actually drop? Right? That's coming soon for that one, right? So Sephiroth, that's definitely a game I'll want to play at some point. Oop, I didn't kill my time. Defense Saren. I mean, Saren's not that hard, not that difficult of an encounter to get, right? Like, isn't Saren actually, like, one of the more likely to get encounters in an entire run, I feel? Because can't you get her where the Insanity Hut is and then potentially end the moon? And isn't she, like, one of the most common encounters in the respective areas? Like, at least, like, top 3 for both of them? You want to hit, like, the 3% Toyo Hime, or Your Hime, I think. Just for her to die 10 seconds later. Game glitcher after I get Power Aya. Mariah Shrine percent. Not that low. What are you talking about? Those are really good percentages, I feel. Like, I feel like that's gotta be one of the most common encounters in the game, then. Like, it's 3 different areas with a good percentage. Like, how many other encounters have that? Not naming static encounters or anything else. That seems pretty solid. Yeah. Speed Aya. Well, I have to get Aya in the first place. I also have to get to the point in the game where I can get Aya as well. My tongue is still annoying me. No, Nothing I have in my rule state has anything to do with style changes. Like, I'm absolutely doing style changes like normal. Miko? Why would I? I have a level 18 level cap for Miko. bitch. Yeah. I get it. You didn't actually have anything you're complaining about. You just want to complain. Game glitcher when I take deck thinning in Lost Branch of Legend instead of adding the worst card in the game to my deck. I mean, plate has its uses. I'm not going to deny it. It's not like it's the greatest card, but it does, like, theoretically, 0 mana for 12 damage is not bad. Fuck you, you bastard. RPGs, yeah. How's the 100%ing Sephiroth going? Oops. Well, there goes my faith. Going. That's good to hear. Pokemon via Aggron with body press. Well, I can tell you in Puppet Dance that orange is literally just Chansey. I don't know a good Aggron equivalent. So it's just more S to farm. Like, level grinding, like, class grinding of some sorts, or like, I think like item grinding. Or some random offshoot thing. Like a skill or something. Ability to kick your ass. Ooh, nice, nice. You've kicked my ass in a JRPG. I can't wait. I'm like halfway through floor 28 on Labyrinth 1. We go through floor 29, and then I'm gonna get to floor 30 and talk about floors that can kick your ass for a very long time. All it takes is a single Chen encounter, and your life is just gone. If you're not careful. Boring, to be honest. I mean, I'd imagine so if you talk so highly about it. I gotta peek. Return? Return is a Pokemon move. Deals higher damage to higher friendship, and knowing you, you're gonna have no friendship, so, you know. Low damage move, SMH my head. It's on call or a good dog going to beat me up. Oh, that was uncalled for. What am I, a known on hater? Yes, I like On. I don't like love her, but like I like her. Why would you go that direction? Screwed myself over. Should've gone one more line to the right. It's never been more Joer. Make the cat girl's better. Do I? Jutsu kind of dog, yeah. Do I, on average, like the dog girls or the cat girls in Touhou more? Or is it on Hop? I don't believe it exists. I would add it if it existed. I do probably prefer the cat girls slightly on average, because Kaguro is overrated as hell. But, maybe I don't, because, like, I am a certified Kyoko fan, and On is very solid as well. Makes me even die? Yep, she's a wolf, right? Werewolf, to be specific. Sense of confusion, or have you ever thought about swapping out? I mean, when I play Lost Branch, I get one bad draw. Worst luck in the game. Yeah, the snail really pushed me to the right there, and I was not ready for it. She's a fox, excuse you? That vile creature you're talking about is a fox. Not a dog. So her and Ron go in a different box. At least I've gotten better at doing these 3 fairies. Dude, if I wake up tomorrow and my tongue is still hurting, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be livid. The Junko? Did I say Junko, or are you referring to something else? How dummy thick do you think Junko is? That's your brain? No, sometimes you just gotta state things. She is a certified MILF, am I right? TLing Lavitude of French. Ooh. Ooh. Well, good luck to them. Oh, why would I do that to myself? I did it twice. Just the dumbest way to die twice. Cut your dick. See nothing. Really? I put her at. I don't really put her in the yandere category that much. Not gonna lie, no cap. Like, I know she's all about, like, grudge and hatred, but, like, I don't really... I don't really feel like playing this run, but I will. I was gonna say, like, with Reimu, like, when she's talking to Reimu at the end of stage 6, like, if you're, like, when you're on, like, perfect pace or, playing point device mode, like, she's pretty chill. All things considered, like, she's pretty chill. Like, her grudge seems to extend to Lunarians, but not, like, that much beyond. She's not like Seijo, where she's vindictive towards all living creatures. Seijo really be like, we live in a society. She do it straight up. Is that gonna mess my line here? Nope. Former Mongolian warlord, you can confirm Junko's chill. Well, that's nice, isn't it? I did the wrong line again! Fortunately, like, basically it doesn't matter as long as I do one of X lines. Sage and go, I can fix her. Dude, there's guys that will look at a fucking wall and be like, damn, I'm turned on by that, okay? Dudes can get horny for anything that looks remotely like a woman. And then they'll say, I can fix her. So, like, of course. Favorite faith than like other bosses. I mean, this stage just like produces a shit ton of faith. Was a little bit suspect. A little bit sussy vodka Desune, if you ask me. Almost had to hit Sanai with my skibby Riz out of there. Oh, someone called me imposter out here. Because you have to call an emergency meeting on on Sanai when I'm done with her. Fuck! Yeah, I deserve to die to that. At least I didn't die of the final. They were in Ohio, yeah. I have my close group of friends, and like my closest friend, his older sister. I get along well with their entire family, but she married someone from Ohio, and they live in Ohio, and so like we always joke about that. Yes, so good. 24K. I'm not gonna finish saying that rest of that. It's just words. Ohio is like the France of the US. I don't know why I said France so weird like that. Every girl breather on Byakuran's Magic Sutra. She probably bonked you on the head with said sutra. I hate this fairy. I hate this fairy. Okay, I don't hate this fairy as much anymore. To forgive you. See, this is why we love Byakuran. Hi, Kaneko. Gotta get that Kanakusi. Yeah. Ready for the hardest non-spell in the entire game? The stream, yeah, that's the joke is that it's not the hardest non-spell in the game. I hate the Divining Crop. Imagine if hitboxes were what they said they were. Remember when we got this see Byakuran's shadow form? Is her no Jujitsu form, and she just revealed herself to being like actually pretty lazy. Like Tenchi was just like, I'm gonna destroy the world. And then Byakuran is just, like, lazy. I forgot what attack that was. I'm sorry, I went for the kiss, but I forgot that I literally just did Taros. Sloth is a cardinal sin. Yeah, personally, I prefer like the Blue Jay sins and the Chickadee sins, but the cardinal ones are fine, I guess. Ha, bird joke, am I right? Any bird watchers and shit? Oops. I I guess I had to travel to Great Britain to go watch the big-breasted booby. That joke is you. It's a bird joke! You said cardinal, and I said blue jay, chickadee. I'm sorry, the Europeans only know, like, the great-breasted booby. My first 6 times I say it, you're right, I should say it another time. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna move on for now.